What's going on, family? Before I dive in, I just want to ask God to use me in this video, speak through me, to allow this message to resonate and reach those for whom it's intended for. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I really want to just be transparent with everybody. And that's really what I started this channel to do, to be transparent with people, to share thoughts, to talk about things that people aren't speaking about, to be vulnerable, to be genuine, to be authentic, right? And I'm always going to do that because I think it's important. And I think a lot of stuff on the internet is curated. A lot of stuff on the internet is fake. A lot of stuff on the internet is forced. And I'm just not a fan of it. And to be honest with y'all, sometimes I'll be like, I need to make a video, but I'm like, I genuinely don't have anything to share right now. There's times where I'm like literally just working through things in my mind and life. And it's like I like almost report to y'all as I am going through life, as I'm learning, right? And if I'm not, once I'm out of the routine of just recording, I'll mess around and like tell my wife something that I'm thinking or learn or understanding or an epiphany I had. And then it's like now the thrill or excitement to tell somebody is gone. And I lose that. And I have to get back in the mindset of doing that. Because when I have an idea or concept or understanding or I broke through something, I have to come here and record it before I like talk to my wife or talk to somebody about it or should have thought with them. Because for some reason, once you talk about something, the excitement is gone. And then I'm forcing myself to talk about it again when I'd have already said everything I wanted to say. And I have to go back to using YouTube as my journal, right? But here's the thing, when it comes to like discipline, when it comes to consistency. So for me as someone who is posting every day, like over 300 videos, right? At least I would say over 300 videos in a year. And to like now it's just like to like have fallen out of that routine. Like how does that happen? And it's made me think about something, man. So I don't I don't like to claim it, but I like borderline have like ADHD. And a lot of people in my generation have that. A lot of people are going to have that. Gen Y, Gen Z, and Gen A, right? And I would say I'm just a lot of Gen X too. Why? Because we grew up in the age of information where everything was fast. Our attention spans are very, very short. And they don't really know the repercussions of technology and internet and social media and things like that. So we are kind of the test dummies. We're the generation that's being raised with it. And one of those things that have been found is ADHD, ADD. And it changes the way your mind thinks and it changes your behavior. So I realized something with myself. I am naturally a creative person. I'm a creator. I always want to be working on something, to be building something, to develop something, right? And with that, if you're someone like that as well, if you're creative and you also struggle with like attention deficit, right? Where I can hyper focus on something, but I also can get very distracted from something. So I'll have multiple projects going at the same time. And it's not like all these things are equally important. I'll just like I'll follow excitement. And that's really, really bad when it comes to discipline. It's great when it comes to creativity, right? Because like I'm literally cooking, I'm creating, my ideas are high, right? But it's really, really bad when it comes to discipline and consistency. Like if I really lock in on just one thing and ride the momentum of that thing, then I'll keep going. For example, when I started this channel, I was posting every day, but it was the new project I was working on and I was excited about it and my energy was high for it, right? And then that kind of gets depleted when you're like, bro, I'm putting out like gems and it's like, and it's not reaching, it's not reaching. And then you start to get, and here's the theme of this video. You start to get bored. And boredom is so dangerous for your success. It's so dangerous for discipline. Why? Because if you're someone, discipline is not about results, it's not about growth, it's not about fun, it's not about motivation, it's about doing what you have to do no matter how you feel. So when boredom strikes in, you are literally dragging yourself to do something, and then it doesn't hit because you sound bored, you are bored, and you're not even interested in the thing anymore. And it's so frustrating because when I was in high school, I played football, and I was a varsity standout as a freshman, right? And I um I had a lot of injuries. And my dream as a kid was to go to the NFL. And it was exciting pursuing the goal. It was exciting to pursue it. But then as I started to like climb it and mark off milestones, and then injuries settled in, right? Now this is the first time where it's like this sport isn't loving me back. And I got injured at the 70% through my freshman year. I got injured early and before my early on my sophomore year, right? And then and it was just kind of like up and down. My body never really was the same. And then I got a dislocated my shoulder mid early in my junior year. So back to back injuries, and I started to fall out of love with the sport. But if I could go back and tell myself now, it's like it's not that you don't love the sport anymore. It's just that you are feeling you don't know how to explain the feeling of not being loved back by the sport, or what I thought was that, because the injuries was like my body's not handling this well. Like, it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's like there's people like that. Like you see Toa for the Dolphins quarterback, concussion. Like he's gonna have to retire. A lot of people have to retire early because their bodies can't withstand the wear and tear from the sport. But in reality, in that moment of my life, I still should have pushed through another layer. But what was really happening was I'm no longer having fun, and now the game has become boring. So I no longer feel this excitement or thrill to try to knock somebody's helmet off in the game. I no longer feel this excitement or thrill or this nervousness anymore. Like, that feeling is gone. And at that age, I didn't know how to get myself out of that mindset of being bored. And it's like I'm still playing. I finished my entire high school football experience out. And despite my injuries, I still was offered to play Division 3 football. I was offered a partial ride, and mainly because my grades was not good either. I was in school for the girls. I cannot lie to y'all in football. And I finished it out, but it's like I should have went further. I could have got free education, whatever the case may be. And I'm grateful for how my life is, and I'm grateful for opportunity. I'm grateful for all these things. But I'm just understanding myself is that I got bored with it, and I stopped pushing myself and challenging myself with it. I got bored. And I'm realizing that same pattern in other things in my life where I get bored. I get bored of it. It's like I can do it, and it's like then I stop becoming interested in it. I start becoming excited about it. And then you just know you lose the discipline. And it's like, it's not the fact of, so a lot of people think that, oh, I need to work on my discipline. And it's not, discipline is a broad thing. There's so many things that could be messing you up from being disciplined. So we need to work on being more specific. What exactly is it, right? So I don't have a quote unquote discipline problem. How do I know? Because I've shown and proven to myself and others that I can be disciplined enough to execute, perform, show up, and whatever. Now, but these things that I'm gonna say will fall under the house of it, but it's more specific. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm bad at math. No, you're not bad at math as a whole. You just aren't good at fractions, right? If you say you're bad at math, somebody's going to take you through all these lessons about math, and you already know that you get it. You really just need to work on fractions. That's it. So be specific, right? So me specifically, I struggle with boredom. And that is a very specific thing, that when boredom comes in, how will I respond? Because there's gonna be times and seasons where it's like, okay, I'm literally not even having fun doing this anymore. And they used to say, I remember in a Drake song when I was young, he said, "The moment I start having fun with it, I'll be done with it." And it's like I used to really like that. That hit with me the whole time. I got ADHD brain, so Drake saying that he might not, his brain don't work how my brain works. So I could get bored with something extremely fast, where he probably just doesn't get bored like I do, right? He can probably doesn't struggle with that same thing. And again, I mean, the guy's like what, probably like 15 years older than me, so it's a different generation altogether. So we're not even talking about the same thing, right? So that's just something to think about, you know. I was influenced by that, but that wasn't the case. It was different for me, and it's registering more as an adult because there's things that like I know I want to do this, like YouTube. I've I've started YouTube channels and stopped so many times over the course of my life. Me and my friend started one in high school. I started one on my own one like after high school, 19, but I was really just horrible. I did a video when I was in college that went that did good was for at that time. And then like, but it was really just about like something random I was just posting that people would just enjoy, and so forth and so forth and so forth. So like, I can't do that. I can't allow myself to do that. You know what I mean? I can't allow myself to do that. And I really didn't realize that at that time. I didn't realize what it was at that time. I mean, it's like my first lot of activity going on right here. But yeah, I didn't realize at that time. You know what I mean? And now I'm here and I'm locked in on it again, and I'm just like, what keeps happening? And it's boredom, man. It's boredom. So I apologize to you guys. I apologize to myself that I have to overcome this thing. Now, some things, the responsibility is there. You really can't. You never was enjoying it anyway. I don't enjoy paying rent, so but it's like I can't. It's not a fun thing. It's literally like it's something that I have to do, and you got to make these things something that you have to do as well. But in reality, you don't have to do it. You want to do it, and it's a part of something bigger, right? And you just have to just keep the mindset to keep going with it. You got to develop the mindset to keep going with it, or you will get bored of it. Or at least I will. So, just putting this out, sharing this with anybody who may be experiencing the same things, and I just hope that like this helps you realize that you're very disciplined. Look at all these things you start. Look at all these things you work on. Look at all these great ideas you have, but then you just get bored, and it's hard to keep the same creativity, keep the same passion and enthusiasm when you're bored with something. And currently, that's how I feel about my YouTube channel. I'm bored with it, and that means, maybe I should start a new one, or maybe I should just stop. I'll come back to it, but it's like I'm losing momentum. I have to figure out how to push through this season of boredom with this project.